beautiful people. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel. I am Darla and you are tuned into The 30 Journey. Here I share my life lessons, experiences, and journey through my 30s with you. And if any of that sounds interesting, you should definitely subscribe, join the TTJRNY tribe, and follow me on Instagram. All right, y'all. Let's talk. So this may be a sensitive topic to some, but I think it is truly important to talk about this because this is a part of my journey. And I do want to share, my thoughts and opinions regarding, having children in your 30s. I do think that it is important for every woman to know for herself if this is truly the route that she wants, or if this is something that she even wants for her life. Because a lot of people will push these thoughts or these ideals upon you, especially within society. And, you realize you're in a situation where you're dealing with a lot of things mentally that you were not prepared for. It could go really deep within this subject, but I really just kind of wanted to touch on a few things and give you guys some encouragement regarding this, because I did get some questions over time on my channel regarding, having children and making the decision of if I want children and why do I believe that that's a part of my life, even being, now 36, right? And I just want to share with you guys, my thoughts and my opinions regarding this. And that's all this is at this point. And I pray that I heed with caution, and also that I bless some of you maybe with what you may need. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. So the first thing that I want to get into regarding this topic is, honestly, what has God laid on your heart to believe about having children? Because I am a spiritual woman and that's the journey that I'm on. I definitely go to God a lot. I go within a lot regarding my journey with children. I will be honest with y'all, from the very beginning, when I was very young, I remember just saying I only wanted to have one. I said this since I was a very small girl, a little girl. I definitely knew that this was something I wanted later in life rather than early. I have very interesting maternal instincts. I don't get to show them a lot because there aren't a lot of children that are in my life, but I have always loved children, even though apparently I give off rich auntie vibes because that's what I've been getting. But I do love children and I do want children or a child. And I have always felt like I said this for a very long time since I was younger, but it was never something that I felt like if I never had children that my life would not be complete. I always kind of had that inkling within my mind. And as I get older, I love the fact that it's kind of becoming more of something that's a part of me and not just a lot of outside noise. Because that's why I always encourage people, women especially, to go within, to know if this is something you really want for yourself, or is this because people are telling you this is what you should want. And even if you aren't very spiritual in the aspect of God, I think it is important for you to go into your higher self and understand, what is it that I really want and I really desire here regarding, having children. And will my life be complete without it? And I think it is, again, very important for you to do the work that you need to do to go within on this subject, because, I don't want women to make this decision based out of fear to, say, what, I'm getting older, I got to make something happen now. Because I think we've seen that happen in the Word of God regarding, wanting a child so bad that you feel like you had to go ahead of God. Like I said, I think it is extremely important for you to really go within on this and trust what you're being guided to and how you're being guided on your journey towards having children. And, also maybe allowing it, which is the next point that I want to get into, allowing it to happen the way that it is ordained to happen. So the next thing that I will say is also be open to how this may happen for you or may happen in your life. I think, sometimes we think about, being a mother and going through the process of allowing the child to, develop within our wombs and so on and so forth. And that's not the journey for all of us. And we know that there are different circumstances and different things within this world that prevents a lot of women from having children naturally. And it is so unfortunate when I know I've seen women who struggled with trying to have children and doing everything that they could in their power, and then it just not happening. So I just suggest opening your minds and opening yourself to believing and knowing that it's going to happen for you if that's what's being laid on your heart to believe. but also open your mind to being able to allow this to happen in whatever way it is going to happen. I think adoption is a very beautiful thing. It is a wonderful option. I also think being able to be somewhat of a mother figure for the people in our lives is extremely important. I don't think we give enough credit to rich auntie and great uncle and wonderful big brother, big sister. Like, I don't think that we do enough of that. And I think it is important that we do give that to a lot of the kids and the children who need guidance around us. Like, one thing that I do know is that, you know, I am somewhat of a role model to some of the people or some of the children around me. Also younger adults, because I can even attest to so many women that come into my DMs and send me emails regarding the videos that I do and the things that I share. I know that my purpose within, you know, being a mother, you know, possibly is bigger than just carrying a child and, you know, having that part of me. I know it goes into loving on people that are around me. And again, I strive to do whatever I can in this earth to be the greatest mother figures, big sister, big auntie, whatever, to whoever, you know, needs it. I honestly believe that mentorship is a part of my life at some point. And also just being able to help others like I've been doing at some point. That's a part of my purpose. And I think for a lot of you, you got to understand like who you are as a person and how amazing you are. It doesn't just stop at raising a young girl or raising a young boy. Just be open to how you can be used in that beautiful way, you know, to be that figure or be that role model or be that mentor for those around you and those that you are connected to. So another big thing that I want to say that people overlook so much, and, you know, God put this on my heart a few years ago, and I cannot wait to share it, and I hope I don't start crying. A lot of women, you know, who are older, who chose this journey, or this journey, you know, was handed to them as far as, you know, being older moms. I think it is important for people to understand that a lot of us millennials especially were raised by who? A lot of us were raised by our grandparents. A lot of us spent a lot of time over at grandma and grandpa's house. We watched a lot of Young and the Restless. We watched a lot of The Price is Right. Like we know about all of these things. Why? Because a lot of us were raised by our grandparents. A lot of us were raised by a village. And what I want to say to this, when I hear people talk about, you know, having children older, you're not going to have enough energy, you know, you don't have a lot of patience anymore. I have much more patience at 36 than I did at 26. If you don't know my story, if you haven't been following me for a while, I was raised by my grandmother and grandfather because my mother and father passed away when I was very young. And these beautiful human beings had to start all the way over. They were prepared to just be grandma and grandpa, and they literally had to become mom and dad in the blink of an eye. And they did not miss a freaking beat. I want to stress how blessed I know I am to be raised by two wonderful individuals that lost their only daughter, you know, and realized that they had to start all the way over on top of mourning a death. I just know how amazing it was to be raised by a village and being able to just still show up and prayerfully make them very proud continuously every day. And it's just amazing. I've seen how so many of our grandparents, our grandmothers, grandfathers, the people in our lives stepped in, you know, when their children couldn't do everything that they wanted to do because maybe they had to work, maybe they had a circumstance where there was a death that happened suddenly, maybe there were just so many different things that happened in a lot of our lives where our parents were not able to be there, and grandma and grandpa, auntie and uncle stepped in to be able to take care of us. You're looking at a product of who was raised by an older person or someone older and turned out literally just fine. That's why it was so important for me to live my life on my own terms and not listen to the noise. Because at the end of the day, when you listen to the noise and those things start to seep in, you start to allow fear to set in, and you start making hasty decisions. You start going in different directions that don't serve you. And I want, again, for you all to know that if you are being led to believe and know that you're going to be a parent, you know, maybe older or later in life, allow yourself to enjoy the moments that you have right now and prepare, please. Prepare yourself for that, because as you get older, you know, a lot of things start changing within your body, within your mindset, within the things around you, your values. So many things just start changing, and it is a call to action, because there are things that have to be in alignment, especially for an older parent to be able to truly have children, especially a woman, right? And it is only to better prepare you for what it is that you truly want. For me, it required me to really start thinking more so about health, right? To start getting in motion to do the things that I know I needed to do. Because if I do want to have a child, I want to be healthy enough to be able to raise that child, to play with that child, to show up for that child in the way that that child may need. And this is why I know me being guided on this path the way that I am is truly best for me. Allow yourself to know that even though your life and your journey may look different from others, it does not mean that it's wrong. It does not mean that it's not right. It does not mean that, you know, you should be ashamed. And allow yourself to drown out that noise, because I've already explained to you, you know, you're looking at a product of someone who was raised by, you know, older parents, grandparents. And they were very much grand to me. And the last thing that I want to say also is to a lot of women is to take advantage of a lot of different opportunities. Because, you know, some women are really allowing themselves to put their careers and different things first before having children. And I hate that people try to shame a lot of women for that, because it's disgusting. But at the same time, just know why you're doing that. I want you within this to also be honest with yourself about, you know, things that change as you get older, and take advantage of opportunities of egg freezing and different testing and different things that you must do to know if you are actually healthy enough to have children. There are a lot of things that are coming about within healthcare, and also, you know, like insurances are honoring or seeing a lot of women who are waiting. I would definitely recommend doing this in your early 30s. If you are thinking about this, even your late 20s, starting as soon as that, if you are thinking about having children later. There are some people that did not have to go through any of this and literally were able to have children, no problem, later on in life. It depends on the individual, it depends on the woman, but also, you know, I think it is important to be very proactive in thinking about, you know, different things that you can do now. I know one thing I will share with you guys that I did do when I turned 35, or before I turned 35, was making sure I had a lot of testing done. And believe it or not, this was not an easy thing to do. Honestly, I had to be a little bit forceful with my gynecologist. You know, it was weird to me, and I won't get into that right now, but it was something that took a little bit of me being forceful about, like, no, I want to have hormone testing done. I want to test certain things within my body to make sure I am healthy. Like, it was really weird. And, you know, being very mindful about the things that you want and the things that you see for your life. Nobody's going to advocate for you like you. So be honest with yourself about the opportunities that you have and take advantage of them as much as possible, if this is the route that you choose, because at the end of the day, we can always think that God's going to pull through and do the things that he will for us in order for us to be in the best place possible, which I believe is true. But it is also important for us to do our parts regarding our journeys as well, and staying truthful with ourselves about where we are and where we want to be. So guys, I hope this video blessed you regarding thinking about children and this journey. And please, please, please silence out the noise as much as possible, because it is so easy to allow fear to set in when you're hearing a lot of noise, when you're hearing a lot of negative comments regarding, you know, women having children later and different things of that nature. And just be honest with yourself about what you really want. And if you really want, you know, a fighting chance at this, and you want to continue to put yourself in the best place possible, I think it is important to make decisions that allow you to be in the best place possible to make this happen for your life. If you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate on giving it a thumbs up. Also, make sure you comment below and let me know, like, if this is a part of your journey. I hope, again, this video blessed you in a very, very beautiful way, as far as thinking about, you know, having children maybe later in life, or if you're at this point, or even if you have journeyed through this and things may not have turned out the way that you wanted them to, or may have. Like, please encourage each other, because we need more positive voices regarding this topic as much as possible. So again, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure you are subscribed to The 30 Journey. As always, remember to keep God first and to commit to the journey. Peace.